Hello and welcome back to How About That Crypto. You're watching your daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter and Bitcoin Hairstylist on Instagram. I am here Monday through Friday and I explain crypto and Web3 while keeping you up to date on all the latest. Today's news stories are, will the Fed's acceptance of inflation cause gold and crypto to go up? We hear from renowned economist Mohamed El-Erian, and we're going to talk all about it. Also, Robinhood is going international crypto. What does all this mean? I will explain it all. But first, if you like the content or you don't like the content, please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you're listening on podcast, please give me a rating. 5 stars is preferable, and follow me. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button, ring the bell. It helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Just to be clear and litigious, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can use the links below to do your own research. My prayers continue to go out to the Ukrainian people, all those affected by this war. God willing, it's over sooner than later. And as an announcement, if you're listening and feel like you don't know what I'm talking about or you're lost and it's hard to follow, please leave me a comment. I also want you to know that this information I create this content for it to layer on top of itself. So the more you listen, the more you know. Drop a link below if you have questions or need extra information, or send me a private message on Twitter at Bitcoin Stylist, link in the description below. All right, so we've been talking a lot about the Fed and inflation. Truth is, Bitcoin just is not cutting it as an inflation hedge, at least not yet. For an asset to be considered valuable and a good place to park your money during crises, this will take some serious adoption. Bitcoin is more correlated with the stock market and the dollar. However, we have seen more and more instances of Bitcoin and the US dollar going in opposite directions. This is not enough. There's not enough history to make the statement, though, that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. If you disagree with me, please leave a comment below. I'd like to know what data you're looking at. All right, so let's go into sharing my screen here. I want to show you some stuff. If you're listening on podcasts, you can just use the links below to follow on, or you can just listen. All right, author Carla Mosey reports for Business Insider in India, crypto and gold prices will go higher if the Fed is forced to raise its inflation target to 3%, says Mohamed El-Erian. Sorry. Let me just read this for you. It says here, crypto and gold prices would pop if the Federal Reserve were to raise its inflation target to 3%. A higher target would give the Fed some breathing room as it works to bring down inflation from a 41-year high. So the Federal Reserve has a mandate to keep unemployment low and inflation low, basically. I think their target is 2%. Okay, so why don't we talk about, before we get into all this, who is this Mohamed El-Erian guy? Let's look at his Wikipedia page real quick. Mohamed El-Erian, born August 19th, 1958, is an Egyptian-American economist and businessman. He is president of Queen's College in Cambridge and chief economic advisor of Alliance, the corporate parent of PIMCO, where he was CEO and co-chief investment officer. And it says here, PIMCO is an American investment management firm focusing on active fixed income management worldwide. PIMCO manages investments in many asset classes, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's a big deal. He was chair of President Obama's Global Development Council and is a columnist in Bloomberg View and a contributing editor to the Financial Times. So basically, he seems to know his stuff, and he's also a regular contributor to various financial publications and shows. So let's go back to our article here. So basically, the Fed is trying to do its job of keeping unemployment and unemployment low and inflation low. They're not doing a very good job because inflation just came in at 8.5%. Their target is 2%. And so, yes, they are failing at their job. And it says in this article, the Federal Reserve, led by Jerome Powell, is racing to arrest the jump in consumer prices ranging from gas to food to shelter. Inflation in March accelerated 8.5% year over year, the fastest increase since December of 1981. 1981. I wasn't even born then. All right. So this renowned economist and advisor is saying that if the Fed has to raise their target rate to save face, because right now they're like, oh, we're at 2%. We're going for 2%. Well, that they're blowing out the water 2%. So they're like, well, actually, we're going to go for 3%. And that's going to help. That's according to this guy. He's saying it'll help them save some face. He says this will cause gold and Bitcoin to go up. But guess what I found? I found the video for you. So we're just going to play it, or you can just listen along. So check this out.
So what would force them to change their target, and what would that target be?
So what will force them to change that target is the recognition that by being so late, they can't get to that target and that credibility is threatened. They will also worry that by hitting the brakes too hard, they may push this economy not just into a short-term recession, but into a longer-term recession. And they will be very tempted, and lots of people will push them to raise that target from 2 to 3 as a way out. Now, that's not going to be an easy way out, and it's going to be incredibly controversial. But that's what you get when you waited too long to recognize what inflation is and to take action. We should have started QT last year. We didn't, and we're now bearing the consequences of the Fed being so late.
Okay, Mohamed, if you're right and they do that, what happens to gold and what happens to crypto on that day?
They both go higher in a world like that.
Mohamed El-Erian, it is always great to see you and get your...
Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? Why am I talking about this? Well, we've been talking about inflation. We've been talking about the Fed. The Fed has a job. The Fed is a big deal. What a Fed says moves market. If they sneeze, markets move. Okay. Now, this dude is legit, and he contributes on a ton of stuff, and I mentioned his accolades. This guy knows what he's talking about. At least it's sure as heck seems he does, and a lot of people seem to think he does because they pay him to do a job where he would need to know how to do stuff. So anyway, so the point of this is you got Squawkbox, CNBC, who I've watched them say some BS stuff about crypto in the past. Now they got this saying, hey, if the Fed has to basically admit that they screwed up, then what do you think that's going to do to Bitcoin or crypto and gold? And he's saying he thinks they'll go up. So that's just another validation that the mainstream world is looking at crypto in a different light than they used to. What do you think about this? Do you think this is a big deal? Do you think this is not a big deal? I think this is a really big deal. What do you think? Please, if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I might even like bring it up on that on tomorrow's episode. Anyway, share your opinions, leave a thought below. I want to hear from you, and I am moving on. Okay, so if you were involved in the Wall Street bet situation with GameStop and AMC or any of those, well, then you might not be a big fan of Robinhood, but Robinhood is a pretty big deal, and I use Robinhood, and I like their user interface. All the other user interfaces suck. I have not used a user interface that's as good as Robinhood, in my opinion. Author Sergey Klebenikov reports for Forbes, Robinhood shares jumped 5% after deal to buy UK crypto app Ziglu. Robinhood is buying a London-based crypto trading app. So I just want to share a couple of these points here. It says Robinhood has signed a deal to buy British fintech app Ziglu, an electronic money institution that lets users buy and sell 11 different cryptocurrencies as well as make payment overseas. 11 11 cryptocurrencies. I mean, Robinhood only, I mean, they did just increase it, but I don't even know if they have 11. Anyway, so they sign a deal. They're going to buy it, assuming that regulators don't step in. When with Europe, you never know. and it says that it's a money institution, and but it's also to make payments overseas. And I also want to read this one. The announcement is part of Robinhood's aggressive goals to open its cryptocurrency trading platform to customers internationally, and it comes just 2 weeks after the company extended crypto wallet services to more than 2 million US customers. Robinhood went from securities, stocks, bonds trading, options, etc. Now, and with a little bit of crypto, and it sounds like they're getting into even more crypto. They're expanding. Why would they be expanding? Why would they be buying a company? One, in UK, because they want to get into Europe. But why a crypto company? Why do you think? I'm going to tell you what I think. I want to hear it from you, so leave a comment below. But I think it's because they see a lot of money to be made, because crypto is here, baby. Not financial advice. Okay, so these are my opinions. This is the news today. I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. This whole week is a holiday week for me. That's why the news is coming at different times. So please forgive me. But sometime next week, I'll be back on track to every morning. But don't worry. The only days I missed were Good Friday and Easter Monday. So I hope you had a good holiday, good Passover, good Easter. And anyways, share your opinions. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. All right. Have a good one. Huddle on.